Hey, what's happening, world? B March Boxing back at it with another boxing video. So, Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford looks like it's going down in Las Vegas, Nevada. T-Mobile Arena, July 29th, 2023. Okay, at the T-Mobile Arena. Now, well, at least yeah, at least most boxing heads or real boxing fans, they skeptical about this fight happening. We've been given the okey doke, a whole lot of pump fakes from long time. Like they've been the powers that be in boxing, they just been playing us like a puppet master, seeing what we gonna bite on. And basically, we gotta see these fellas in the ring once and for all, at least on the 29th, walking into the ring. For most people to believe that this fight is going down, you know what I mean? But the reason I titled this video Errol Spence Had No Choice is because, Errol Spence, they had announced at some point, oh, there was media outlets, news boxing media outlets out there that was putting it out there that the man, Errol Spence, was going to be fighting Keith Thurman at 154 pounds with only the WBA's title on the line at 100, only the WBA welterweight title on the line for a fight happening at 154 pounds. Now, a lot of people wasn't feeling that. There was a whole lot of backlash towards Errol Spence for that fight. Keith Thurman didn't give a damn. He was over there in Clearwater, Florida. Hey, he's like that. Shit, I ain't done a damn thing in boxing in years, but at least my name is amongst the biggest welterweights in the planet. You know what I mean? And that's what was keeping the man Keith Thurman, making him go to sleep well at night. That, regardless if the man Errol Spence was talking about, he'll never fight him because Keith Thurman had blatantly ducked Errol Spence once upon a time, right? And Errol Spence vowed that when he gets all any strap, or if he gets a strap at welterweight, he ain't never gonna give that man Keith Thurman an opportunity. He'll never fight him. So with the announcement or that Keith Thurman and Spence were supposed to fight sometime this year, there's a whole lot of backlash. Errol Spence didn't really have to say anything, but they silently did. They kind of damage control. You know what I mean? And basically with Errol Spence saying, "Oh, I ain't saying nothing about that fight. You ain't hear me say anything about that fight. Of course not. You ain't saying nothing about it, man, because people gonna flame your ass up. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, when it comes down to the nitty gritty, the man Errol Spence had no choice but to fight this man Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? Attempting to age the man Bud Crawford out since he beat Sean Porter. I believe that might have been his last fight on Top Rank. Was a lame tactic in my humble opinion. It was actually beneath the man Errol Spence. Errol Spence is a guy who Errol Spence is one of those guys you rooted for in the beginning, but you could see his diva tactics, and this guy really thinks that he's the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean? I believe he's 28 and 0, 22 KOs. Bud Crawford 39 and 0 with 30 KOs. You know, the man actually told the man Terrence Crawford at one point in time, "Why would I fight you when I could go the easy route?" When he said that shit, when Bud Crawford was there in his face, mano a mano, looking man straight in his eyes. Yeah, Bud Crawford, he pulled the whole squad out of the man Errol Spence. For Errol Spence, a grown ass man, to come out of his mouth, to fix his mouth, to say some nut ass shit like that. That's when I knew, oh, this guy right here, he's on a leash his damn self too, you know what I mean? He's on a leash, you know what I mean? And when I say he's on a leash, he's being controlled and manipulated. Uh, and at some point in time, he can try and duck and hide from the man Terrence Crawford, but you can't do it forever. You know what I mean? You know, there's gonna be a point in time when these two guys have absolutely nobody else to fight at all in the welterweight division, strictly off the strength that they all have the straps at welterweight. What are we doing here? You know what I mean? You know, Bud Crawford was trying to fight the man. You know, initially they had announced this fight happening in November of 2022. Errol Spence ain't fought since like, what are we, like March, April of 2022. So they initially had planned for this fight to fight. I'm sorry, this fight to happen on the in November of 2022, right? And if that did happen, Bud Crawford would have been out the ring a whole year because he hadn't fought up until that juncture. To he fought in 2022, 2021, like November of 2021 when he beat the man Sean Porter. So if he had fought, if the fight happened in last year, November of 2022, but Crawford would have been out the ring a whole year. Now, when negotiations broke down, he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna fight the best welterweight from Europe," and that's David Avanesian. I believe David Avanesian was even ranked high, might have even been a mandatory or the number one contender for his WBO strap. You know what I mean? At 147 pounds. So the Terrence Crawford detractors, I think they're a bunch of coon ass niggas. That's just me. You know what I mean? Any man who's going to be calling a man who's a millionaire trying to make fights happen, you know what I'm saying, who came from the dirt, a man who's even lucky to be alive in the man Terrence Crawford, because Terrence Crawford caught a slug to his head at once upon a time in his life when he was young and thugging it out there. You know what I mean? For the man to bring himself up out of poverty, bring his family along with him, and then they call the man top rank Toby. Hmm? It's funny they call the man Top Rank Toby, right? But for the fighters that they do like on these other networks, maybe like PBC, let's say a man like Shakur Stevenson, they don't ever call that man Top Rank Toby. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the man they like, you know what I mean? But once the man Shakur Stevenson starts digging up and, trying to put pressure on the man Tank Davis, y'all gonna see it sooner than later. They're gonna call him all kind of nut ass names. You know what I mean? Trying to take his black card away from him. Like these niggas on the internet who be talking this goofy shit, be doing anything for their community as black dudes or the black community. Fellas just run their mouth on this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, a real boxing fan wants to see the fight, regardless who wins. I don't give a damn who wins this fight. We just want to see a welterweight unification for undisputed. Like I said, Errol Spence's tactics have backfired on him because guess what? He's been out the ring a whole damn year his damn self. The man Bud Crawford got himself a little tune-up fight, stay busy fight, and got paid over $10 million. Guess who was mad? Black dudes. Black boxing fans was mad that the man Terrence Crawford went himself and got paid. I'm not one of them niggas who talk about it when himself said it went and got himself a bag. I don't talk that stupid shit, man. Ain't nobody getting no damn bag, man. Them fellas, Terrence Crawford paycheck probably came with like direct deposit. Ain't nobody getting no damn bag walking into like the bank or walking in and out of the bank like Tony Montana and that Scarface movie. Push it to the limit. Ain't nobody doing that. So stop the cap, man. Fellas, man, that's one thing about the internet. It makes the world a smaller place. So, people just regurgitate what other people say and they just run with it. So I'm not one of them who gonna say he went and got the bag. Nah, he went and got $10 million from that whatever website or whatever you call that joint he fought David Avanesian on. I watched the fight, devastating KO. Stay busy fight. What the man Bud Crawford was supposed to do? Sit on his hands and wait for the man Errol Spence to keep jerking him around? Nah, Slim, you gotta stay busy. So that's what I said. He had no choice, Errol Spence, to fight this man Bud Crawford. There's a whole lot of backlash about the fight that was supposed to happen with the man Keith Thurman. There was a whole lot of backlash that he was going to even fight Keith Thurman at 154 pounds and put one of the welterweight straps on the line at 154 pounds. He wasn't going to lay that down, and I'm glad that somebody on his team His management, his advisors, they came to their senses and say, "Hey, man, this ain't it. This ain't the move. This ain't gonna work." But Crawford has fought, I believe, in December of 2022, and the attempt to keep him, to age him out, Bud being 35 years old, it backfired on him because at the end of the day, you can run, but you can't hide forever, and that's just the truth about it. You know what I mean? The man Bud Crawford, Errol Spence did what he was. I'm sorry, Bud Crawford did what he was supposed to do, and so did Errol Spence as far as unifying all the straps over there on the PBC side. You know what I mean? He got the three, and he got the three straps, and he was still trying to duck the man Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? But like I said, man, we're gonna have to wait and see. Uh, Press conferences, weigh-ins, ring walks, and all that. Believe it when we see it. You know what I mean? There is apparently a rematch clause for this fight. Shit, we might even get a trilogy depending on how the first two fights go. You know what I'm saying? But it's the best fight to be made in boxing in the last, at least, what are we in, 2022? Bud got himself a strap when he beat Jeff Horn in 2017. Now, y'all Errol Spence fans out there, man, you got to explain yourself, man. Bud Crawford got himself, because Errol Spence told the man, Bud Crawford, once you get a strap at welterweight, we can get it on. Bud Crawford got himself a strap at welterweight in 2017, dogs. I mean, my daughter was 1 years old when them times. Now my daughter in first grade. But y'all fellas can't even explain nothing about that. You know what I mean? How the man did what he was supposed to do numerous times, and Errol Spence kept giving him the runaround. You ever done business with somebody who be on some goofy shit like that, legal or illegal business? You know what I mean? I'm sure if it's illegal business, somebody keep playing with you like that, man. You won't go and want to knock their block off. You know what I mean? When it's legal business and fellas playing with you like that, man, there's numerous ways you can handle it, if especially if stuff is in writing in contract. You know what I mean? And I could only imagine how the man Bud Crawford felt. Bud Crawford you could tell this dude was really hurt deep down inside, especially the last time the fight was supposed to happen. And he tried to sugarcoat it by saying, I think Errol Spence wants to fight, but his management, his team, they don't want to fight, blah, blah, blah. Errol Spence, man, I'm sorry, Terrence Bud Crawford has the only one who's shown that and the effort that he wants to make this fight. Terrence Errol Spence, as a matter of fact, don't be saying nothing. He talks about any and everybody else on his Twitter about this boxing shit except Terrence Crawford. You know, this nut ass nigga put 10 G's down on the man, Tony Harrison. He's been losing a whole lot of money running his Twitter fingers on the internet about who he putting his money on, blah blah blah. He lost a whole lot of money on Tony Harrison going to Australia to fight Tim Tszyu. I don't know what made him think that man was gonna go over there to Australia and beat that man soundly and fairly. You know what I mean? Big up Tony Harrison. I'm a big fan, but Tony Harrison, I'm a big fan, but he has mental lapses. I mean, damn, man, Slim got himself a draw versus that Peralta kid, man, from Florida. You know what I mean? The Godfather or the Goodfellow kid, you know what I mean? There's another fight Errol Spence lost a whole lot of money on here on the internet, running his mouth, talking about anything, all the divisions, anything, everybody, Joshua's, lightweights, light heavyweights, anything besides the man, what you call it, Terrence Crawford. And to me, that was a smoke screen, you know what I mean? That was a distracting tactic so as to he don't be getting questions or asked or anything about the fight with the man Bud Crawford. But I hope this fight happens. But Errol Spence had no choice. What the fuck you doing with three belts? You want to go up there and fight Keith Thurman at 154 and put one on the straps on the line when there's a whole undisputed fight? Even if that shit makes $0, my dude. If you ain't a whole man and want to test yourself, then what are you doing in this boxing game? You want to know if you're the best or not. Go ahead and take that one strap off the man at Terrence Crawford if you're really that dude, you know what I mean? I think Slim is really trying to keep the glue or whatever that keeps his dentures in his mouth. Make sure them joints is firm and they airtight. They're not gonna move or come out when the man Terrence Crawford, puts hands on his jaw. You know what I mean? I mean, look, man. Errol Spence fans might be hearing this video and they might get in their feelings, man. But get the fuck up out of here, dog. This is grown man talk. Man talk, like we say in DC, is man time. You know what I mean? Look, you ain't see the man Dennis Ugas had that man Errol Spence on Queer Street. If you don't, I don't know what to say to y'all, man. B Marsh Boxing, I'm gonna leave it at that. If you ain't see Ugas had the man Errol Spence on Queer Street and the referee saved his ass, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. B Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments. Hit the thumbs up on your way in and on your way out. If you're new to the channel, please share and subscribe. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone. One.